And ambivalence is something that we've dealt with a ton with couples
Right.
over the years. And I'll tell you, like when we talk to our therapists, sometimes in our staff meetings, we'll talk about like, hey, what's like the most difficult thing that you're currently dealing with your caseload of couples, or what's the most challenging thing that you face when a dynamic between couples that is hard to help them with. And I know for us, we've often talked about like when there's one partner that is ambivalent, that sort of
One
feels like
foot in,
they're
one
in
foot
one
out.
foot in, one foot out, like that is a really complicated dynamic because the person, the gentleman who wrote this email, it creates a ton of insecurity and a ton of like, what am I doing? Should I be in this? Should I not be in this? It almost amplifies what she's already feeling,
Yeah.
which is, should I be in this? Should I be out of this?
Well, and us being humans, we just want to know like we're making the right choice. And so we can really get caught up in this fear response, which I always, because we have worked with a ton of individuals and couples around this. And I give this visual of like, okay, you're standing on the cliff, right? And you're like, should I jump off or should I go into the woods? You hear weird sounds coming in the woods. Like there could be lions and tigers and I don't know,
Who knows?
fairies out there. And then like you see this like, off the cliff, you see this like pillowy, cloudy thing, like you would just fall into the softness. But the more you stand there thinking, what should I go into the woods? Should I jump off the cliff? You are going to start to freeze almost because your body has been in so much turmoil and tension around making the right decision. And you got to just make one and then see what happens, because that's where the responsibility comes off. You're like, okay, this actually could be the wrong choice, but I'm going to go into those woods and be the best person I can be in those woods. And I'm hoping to goodness it turns out great. And if it doesn't, at least I made the choice and I'm not standing there frozen.
Yeah.
And so I kind of share that, like when I do, therapy with clients who are ambivalent around many different things, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, whether it's around having children. I said, listen, how much do you trust yourself? Right. And this is what I want to work on with you, because it's about trusting yourself, because we'll never have the answer. We'll never be able to say, I'm going to walk into those woods and it's going to be awesome. So I'm so glad I didn't jump off the cliff. Right. It's like that buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
But it's about internal trust.
Well, I think that's a great component of this and I would just like go a little bit farther of trust that I can handle this. Is a lot of times like that's what gets couples really destabilized is they're like, can I handle if I fall for her? If I just, this gentleman, if I just like completely say like, you know what, I'm just going to go with the flow and I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to stick with her ups and downs. Will I get too attached where my heart will get broken, or for the his partner or his girlfriend is, can I handle it if I break his heart? And and that's where for me,
Yeah.
you sort of want to have a discussion with each other of like, okay, we know this is a dynamic. We've been together a few months now, and we know that there's sort of this fluctuation between you feeling like I'm your person and I'm not your person. And can we both make the agreement that we can handle this for a while? Like that we're both accepting that this is going to be sort of the way it's going to be for a little bit. And instead of like sort of jumping out with every fluctuation, saying like, we're going to give it 6 months and we're going to see how it evolves and changes. And we're going to try to get less activated by the ups and downs. And we're going to try to communicate better. We're going to try to communicate in a really open-hearted and curious manner about it, and sort of accept that I can handle it for a while.